everything is good. I hope everything is good for you. You know, I just want to say, please should round back all those good things that people say. You look really good. Smell good. It's all good. So listen, today we're going to talk about some things because I had to talk with myself. Everybody was on point. People was trying to get in my arguments. You know, there's a lot of things going on. But now we know who's the boss. We know who's in charge of this thing that we're doing. So we just going to proceed the best way we can. And with that, we're going to take these off. And we're going to start today with tablet 14. And before I even start, I just want to thank everybody that was aligned in this, put this together. Well, some took a toll, others left. And they call it you died. The DIE and ID, EID, DIE, and EID. It means festive, happiness. And sometimes you have to turn back to the essence to come back because your particular, what you had to do, it was done. So as we keep it moving and grooving, and we talk about the Ritzians and things that's happening on the planet Ilium, and those who came from the planet Ilium, and those children that were born here that was learning about what happened on Ilium. It's just a difference. So everybody have a responsibility. Don't let the attributes of, I'm not saying disagreeable, because you can disagree and you can agree, but you got to have the subject to know. You have 12 disagreeable, 12 agreeable. On what? You have to learn what they agreed on, what they didn't agree on, and at that particular time, why they was called at that time. Are they working together now, you know, or has time never changed? So that's what that is. So you know, I'm gonna read this here. Tablet 14. In our image and after our likeness, 19 times 6, 114. Lo, and we had mercy upon you, and you are kind. So we are the Anarchy. And we said amongst ourselves, now let's breed by cloning people that are Homo sapiens of this Adama, the planet Earth, the Adamites. Looking just like ourselves, but Anunnaki, having 9 ether hair and coating their genes in melanin, that they may act like ourselves with right knowledge. And we will give them leadership over the fish of the sea, all reptilians and birds of the skies, all gargoyles, and over the non-speaking mammals, the beasts of the field, and all the creeping things that creep upon the planet Earth. And the Elohim, called Anunnaki, made to evolve all the domestic living animals that appear on the planet Earth, bred from themselves. And all the creeping things upon the planet Earth breed from themselves. And the Anunnaki saw the things that were agreeable. The Anunnaki, now called Elohim's Kakal El, also known as Woodwind, or Oriel, son of Azariel, and Raphael, then said, Here, you have given every herb with a yielding seed, which is on the surface of the whole planet Earth, and every tree which yields fruit, and has its own seed to reproduce. All of this is for your food. And the Anunnaki Nudaman, who was also called Enki, one appointed by El Elo for the breeding of the Anunnaki Ninti, daughter of Anu, procreated people, Homo sapiens, first called Nubians, then became Nubians, of the Adamites, from the Homo erectus, which had 6 ether hair, and the original Anunnaki, which had 9 ether hair, to look like herself, using her own divine seed, Ninti, giving Nubians 9 ether and acting like herself. And the Anunnaki procreated them into one they call Adam, or Zaka, who had 8 ether, and Nikobar, Hawa, who had 9 ether. This is how she, Ninti, procreated them of her own seed. And the Anunnaki blessed them. And the Anunnaki said to them, so they would not have to move to Raphael or Raphali to Monondapa, now today called Zimbabwe, to work as slaves in the gold mine until they die. Breed children and multiply, and refill the planet Earth, and keep it under control, and rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the sky, and procreate before him. Enosites, worship your sustainer who created you and those beings before you. Happily, you may guard yourself against disagreeableness, who made the earth a resting place for you, and thereby produce fruits for your sustenance, and the sky a firm structure, and cause water to descend from heaven. Set you not therefore equals for him, while you already know, who created you looking like herself, Ninti, and acting like herself, Ninti, a female, Anunnaki, and controller of Shrimti Laboratory. Put on your shield of protection against the deceivers. Many have gone into the world, and yet still many are not yet born. Ninti is the mother of your procreation, and before Zeus, women were recognized as the mother deities. We have made born of females. You will restrict them. All of the great prophets came through the canal of a female. Only in the reptile family do you find male transformed to female and female transformed to male by nature's call. Associate not with the man that respects not the woman, for even that man was conceived by the woman. The mother, simply the meter or matter. She reflects the light of a properly lit sun in wisdom. She has 4 periods as the 4 phases of the moon. The moon that you see has no light of its own, but has mass and does exist in the purest state, darkness before chaos. Thus, Her weakness comes from the man. Darkness is pure, and the moon sits in darkness as a assistant to the earth, controlling her tides. As the moon, rightly called lunar, has an effect on the mental state of those who lean toward her, the lunatic. Let not the sensitivity of the apparent weakness of the woman alter your state of consciousness. Stay in control. If the moon ceased to pull upon the tides of this planet, it would overheat as the evening comes and be no more. If a man ceased to respond to the whims of a woman, or over responds to the emotional changes of a woman, he too will overheat, transform into a lunatic, and be no more. Gia is her name. She has been worshipped, be they agreeable or disagreeable. Boom, Balama, Hutu, Adjusted, Aditi, Hina, Ka, Shi'ut, Chu, Atar, Ma'at, Nakia, Sibtu, Amtarasu, Asit, Atis, Amperturite, Ati, Anatis, Andata, Ariron, Arena, Kali, Artemis, Artio, Asasi, Ya, Adunina, Yamaya, Uzit, Ashara, Asaach, Bab, Shat, or Katha, Athena, Atugan, Adunjo, all mother deities in many tongues and places. Now we'll talk about the Sabbath or Shabbat. And this is how the event should be commemorated. The Sabbath begins 19 minutes before the sun appears to set, evening worship or shadow hour, on Friday and ends 19 minutes after the sun appears to have set, shadow hour on Saturday. The Sabbath is the seventh day of the week and was sanctified by the Anunnaki Elohim. The Sabbath is a symbol of the day that the Elohim desisted in their cloning process of Homo erectus to Homo sapien, a process which took 600 years in the place called Kadesh, known as Jerusalem today, or in Ashuric, Syriac, Arabic, Kudus, meaning holy. The cloning was done by the Anunnaki, Elohim, Inti, and Ninti, who were the scientists, and Nagal and Aristotle, who were the chemists. The process of cloning came about through a feat of genetic engineering and embryo implant techniques. If you were on a long process of evolution. However, the Anunnaki jumped in and sped up your evolutionary process, creating you sooner than you would have evolved on your own. The Anunnaki did intervene on all of the Homo erectus evolution, that just a selective few. And on the seventh day, the Elohim Inki, who is also Nudamud, or Israel, of the Anunnaki, finished his duty which he had done, and he desisted and kept the Sabbath in the seventh day for all his duties which he had done. And the Elohim Enki blessed the seventh day and declared it Kadesh, which means holy, because in it he desisted from all his duties which he and the Elohim had done. Preparation of the Holy Sabbath. Preparation of the Holy Sabbath. Mothers ignites a set of 3 white candles 19 minutes before the shadow hours on Friday and are lit to burn constantly. The candles rest in a candle holder on a small table which has been covered with a white tablecloth, and it is only used on the Sabbath. The white is symbolic of all purity of the heavens and earth. Each candle should be white and unscented, signify purity. Positioned in the shape of a triangle facing east and placed in the center of the table on the Sabbath cloth. Originally, a 7 candle menorah was used for the 6 days of procreation and the day of desisting. As each candle is lit, your thought should reflect on the meaning of each calendar. The 3 white candles are lit by a smaller candle, the first candle. The first candle represents procreation, which is the spiritual life. Therefore, when lighting the first candle, your thoughts should focus on the remembrance of Elyon, Elyon El, the Most High, Anu, the Heavenly One. The second candle represents the world that you live in today. Thus, when this candle is lit, your thought should reflect on this. The first candle, the third candle, is symbolic of the state that is yet to come, life in the new world. The 7 candlestick menorah represents the 6 days of procreation, which began with let there be light. So does the celebration of procreation, which the lighting of lights. The 7 minarets in the Masjid al-Haram in Mecca represent the 7 candlesticks menorah. In Revelation chapter 1, John sees 7 candlesticks of gold separated on one stand. The fact that there were 7 candlesticks means completeness. In the Aramaic Hebrew law, the 7 golden candlesticks are called menorah. In the Syriac Arabic, the language, this word is manara, which means lighthouse, pillar, or place where the fire is lit, and comes from the root word nawara, meaning to light, illuminate, fill with light. The word manara is also used for minaret, the structure of a masjid from which the nudiya, or caller, sounds the call to worship in Islam. The middle candle of the menorah is used to light all the other candles, and is also symbolic of the times you are living in since the 1990s AD. The third candle has been lit, leaving 5 years before the beginning of the sun cycle, referred to Revelations 21 and chapter 22, with Right Knowledge, scroll number 28. Rituals. During the Sabbath, there are many rituals which are practiced: the lighting of the candles, scriptorial readings, the Sabbath meal, the blessings which are received in celebrating this special day. Members of the Holy Tabernacle Ministry should practice them to reinstill discipline. Most of the prayers that will be recited will be from the Book of Life. Many people think that Friday is the Sabbath. However, it is not. Friday is the day of preparation for the Sabbath. for preparation of the Sabbath refer to the Holy Sabbath, scroll number 4. Yes, Sabbath is as following. Before stepping into the bathtub, you must make the following intentions. Nawayu an akhtasilu liyarum el sabt la raf el hadathi a'udhu billahi min el shaitan el rajim bismi Allah el ilo el rahman el rahim bismi Allah wa alhamdu li Allah Allah din el haq. I make intentions to make a bath called ghusl for the Sabbath day, to take away impurities. I seek refuge in Allah, El Elo, from Satan, the cursed, in the name of Allah, the Yielder, the most merciful, in the name of Allah, and all gratitude is due to the source, Allah, for the way of life or the sentence, the truth. Number 2, step into the bathtub, which is filled with water, and sit down to soak and wash your body, making sure the water reaches all the hidden places, such as your buttocks, behind your knees, your navels, etc. Also wash your mouth and your face. The water should come above the waist. After this is done, let your water out of the tub and turn on the water from the shower and proceed to wash the body again. Women and men should remove or shave their hair from their armpits. Hair left underneath the arm is very unsanitary and a haven for bacteria and odors. Also, public hair or pubic hair must be cut. However, all hair should not be removed. It can be clipped to 1/4 of an inch because the pubic hair was put there to protect the vagina from getting germs and bacteria. If it's not covered with hair, the vagina can get infected. This is the same for males. The dinner table should be set and all Sabbath articles should be in place. The home should be comfortable and look festive, as if you were to be expecting guests. Before igniting the Sabbath lights, the following preparations are made. The table is set and spread with a whole tablecloth, with a white tablecloth. The Sabbath candles are set up in the middle of the table on the Sabbath cloth in a triangular shape faced in the eastward directions for the meal. 2, Kamash, specially embroidered cloth or napkins, are covered the 2 loaves of challah or challah, which is bread with our specially designed challah bread cloth. And that's in the book of Numbers, the 15th chapter, the 20th verse. Leviticus, the 8th chapter, the 26th verse. Exodus, the 24th chapter, the 5th verse. Exodus, the 16th chapter, the 22nd verse. Exodus, the 25th chapter, the 30th verse. The second book of Samuel, 6th chapter, the 19th verse. A glass of wine is placed at the head of the table. Table settings. 3 candles are placed in the center of the table on a white tablecloth, specifically used for the Sabbath. This white tablecloth symbolizes all purity of the Shamayim, or the places up there in the sky, and purity of the planet Tamit, earth. The mother or wife of the household mate of the household, lights 3 candles, Ish of the household, Nefer of the household, lights 3 candles at the beginning of the Sabbath, 19 minutes before the shadow hours. Being that light is life, and the mother is really the life of the whole family. She lights the candles. However, there is no place in the scriptures that says that the mother must light the candles. If the mother is unclean, the oldest daughter, over 13 years old, must recite. If both are unclean, it can be done by the father or son. The mother lighting the candle is a preferred practice because the mother is usually the maintainer of the house. The next eldest woman in the household or the eldest daughter may light the candle if the mother is not available. Regardless to whether any of these people are available or not, the candle must still be lit before the shadow hours. If they are not, you will be violating the law of not igniting or lighting a fire on the Sabbath. The mother proceeds to light the candle as follows. First, she shadows over her eyes with her left hand, spreading her fingers apart so she can see. Then lights the candle with her right hand. She then overstretches her hands with palms outward to shield herself from the flames of the candles, and silently recites the following blessings and prayer before she lights the candle. These are the transliteration so that you may learn to say them easy and following. Allahumma ya Noel Nor Tamawatu Bel Nor Wa El Noru Fi Nori Norika Ya Noru Anta Kalakha El Shamsa Min El Nori Noel Alamin, which is saying, O El Elo and all his Elohim, the angelic beings collectively, and attributes, O light of the light, you have been enlightened with the light. The light is in the light of your light, O light. You created the sun from the light of the boundless universe. When the Sabbath is going out on the Saturday, 19 minutes before the shadow hour, the same prayer is recited. The woman lights the candles first in order to satisfy the requirement that the prayer be recited before the act. She shadows her eyes not to see the light. The benediction is considered to have happened before the act of lighting the candles, though the light of candle is permitted on festives or festivals. The same procedure is followed to avoid differentiation from the regular Sabbath procedure. Note, the candlesticks used in lighting the Sabbath candles should not be removed from the table or touched during the Sabbath, and the Sabbath candles and cloths must be of the Holy Tabernacle ministers. Variations of the candle lighting ceremony. For single men, he prepares for the Sabbath on Friday. He continued with his day as he would if he had a family. When it's time to light the Sabbath candle, he would light his Sabbath candle just as the mother of the house would. Then he would bless the household by tapping the mezuzah The mawizah is a parchment put into a case and attached to the doorpost 3 times and reciting a prayer. Then he would have his Sabbath evening meal, referred to Muziza, scroll number 3. For the couple would observe the Sabbath as the family would. However, before the Sabbath meal, instead of blessing for the children, he would go straight to the blessings of the wife and continue from there. In the Sabbath has already come in and you neglectfully did not light the candle. It's too late. Do not light the candle. Do not ignite any flames with any kind of open fire. The father stands at the head of the near table. The son stands to the right of him, and the daughter stands to the left of him. The wife stands at the opposite end of the table, and the visitors in between. After igniting the Sabbath lights immediately before the takdis, or sanctified, drinking of the wine, the father places his right hand on the head of his son, and keeping his hand on the head of his son, he says the blessing for the son. If he has more than one son, the oldest is nearest to him on the right. The prayer for the sons is Yomkin, Yaj, Aluka, El Yahuwah, Ka Ishmael, Ishak, Wamidya, Yomkin, Ya Baraka, Fikin, El Rab, Wa Yafizuka, Yomkin, Ya Jalo, El Rab, Wahalu, Ya Lamio, Aleka, Wa Yatufo, Leka, Yomkin, Yafao, El Rab, Wahaha, Khadamaka, Wa Ya Tikum Salam, which is stating, may El Yahuwah make thee like Ishmael, Isaac, and Midian. May the sustainer bless thee and keep thee. May the sustainer cause his continues to shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. May the sustainer lift up his countenance toward thee and give thee peace. Allahumma ya no el no tanawata bel no wa el noru fi nori norika ya na ru anta kale el Shamza min el Notori no el Alam Alamin. O El Elo and all his Elohim angelic beings and attributes. O light of the light, you have been enlightened with this light. The light is the light of your light, O light. You created the sun from the light of the boundless universe. Keeping his hands on his son, he places his hand on the head of his daughter and does the same for his daughter as he did for his son. The oldest daughter, if more than one, the oldest daughter sit nearest to him on his left. Yomkim, Yaj, Oliki, El Yoruwa, Kabasima, Fatima, Wasafora, Yomkin, Yabariki, Fakun, El Rab, Wa Yafizuki, Yomkin, Ja'alu, El Rab, Wajhaha, Yalamia, Aliki, Wa Yantimi, Aleki, Yamkin, Yafao, Rab, Wahaha, Khada, Maki, Wayatihi Salam, which is saying, may Yahuwah El make thee like Bashemet, Fatima, and Zipporah. May the sustainer bless thee and keep thee. May the sustainer bless thee and keep thee. May the sustainer cause the continuance or countenance to shine upon thee. May the sustainer lift up his countenance toward thee and give thee peace. The father then says the blessings to the wife, and she returns her salutations. To the mother of the house, the husband recites the following before Tagdiz, sanctified during the wine. Yomkin, Ya Aloki, El Yahuat, El Azim, El Ilo, Sara, Hajar, Wa Kotor, Yomkin, Yabarak, Fik, El Rab, Wa Hafizoki, Yomkin, Yajalu, El Rab, Wa Hat, Yalamio, Aleki, Wa Yatamo, Aleki, Yomkin, Yafa'o, El Rab, Wahaba, Kada, Maki, Wayati, Salam. May Yahuwah El make thee like Sarah and Hagar and Keturah and Mary. May the sustainer bless thee and keep thee. May the sustainer cause his countenance to shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. May the sustainer lift up his countenance toward thee and give thee peace. The song of the Sabbath is sang to welcome in the Sabbath and recited by everyone before this sanctified drinking of the wine. Shalom Aleichem. Peace be unto you. Peace be unto you and your two Elohim. Peace be unto you and your two Elohim. Peace be unto you, chosen of Eliyahuah. Peace be unto you and your two Elohim. Peace be unto you and your two Elohim. Peace be unto you, perfect of El Yahuwah. After reciting the prayer to the mother of the house, and everyone sings the song welcoming the Sabbath, and the head of the household rise to the cup of wine and perform the takdirs, sanctification. Takdirs is the sanctification of drinking non-alcoholic grape wine for the youth and kosher wine for the adults. The father takes a sip of the non-alcoholic wine, then passes to his right, so that everyone may take a sip, to his son and around the relatives or visitors, to the wife, and then back to the daughter. The wine is symbolic of Zach's seed, Adam's seed, Howard's seed. Wine is not available. This verse is recited over the challah bread. Blessed art thou, El Yahuwah, King of the universe, who brings forth bread from the earth and manna from the sky. This is the substitution for the doer of the wine. Then the challah bread is broken and passed around, and everyone sits down to eat. Blessings before the partaking of the challah bread. Tabaraka, enter El Yahuwah, Malik, El Alamin, El Lati, Yambitu, Men El Adi, Kuzum. Blessed are thee, El Yahuwah, ruler of the boundless universes, who brings forth bread from the earth. 2 loaves of bread are used because the Creator gave two portions of manna, a sweet gummy juice for the children of Israel for the Sabbath, and two beings, Adam and Eve, were born. The bread is considered the staff of life, grace before the meal. Blessings after washing of the hands for the meal. In the olden days, they had a bowl and a pitcher of hot water on the stand next to the table at the mother's end of the table, and each member of their own hand cloth. Mother passes the pitcher around from the daughter on right hand and on around to the father and to the son in order to wash their hands. This is a symbol that the woman is the maintainer of the house. The washing represents the physical purification on the outside, and the wine represents the physical purification on the inside. Blessings after the blessings after washing of hands for the meal. Tabareka anta el Yahuwah Malik el Alamin Alladhi Kadasana Biwasayak wa Alwasana Fina Yata Alaka Belgush el Yadin. Blessed art thou, Yahuwah, Elohim, King of the universe, who has sanctioned us by your commandments and has commanded us concerning the washing of the hands. It is desirable to eat fish at every Sabbath meal. However, if it is harmful or disliked, you do not have to eat it because the Sabbath is meant for pleasure. You eat fish because they were the first signs of life. They were also spared in the flood. Yes, once the Sabbath is in, many families take the shadow hours and the day of the Sabbath as a time to study the scriptures. For younger children, games are made up for them to learn the scriptures. Questions and answers games are fun and makes learning interesting. The Sabbath is a joyous day, not a solemn day. You can read this in the book of Isaiah, the 58th chapter to 13th verse. Now, these things that we can do on the Sabbath, that we will do on the Sabbath, and we will continue to pick up the Sabbath for many reasons. The first reason is to cleanse yourself each week and become stronger, as we'll explain it more after I finish the reading. You may work and leave business open. An emergency occurs, for instance, a child falling out of a window, a woman going to labor, a person needing stitches. You must break the Sabbath. It will not be a sin to you. You can watch shows or movies. You can debate, but not until anger or fights arise. You can listen to music. You can defend your family and your land. You can mend family clothing. You can dance. You can sign papers. You can shave. You can eat and drink. You can perform worship. You can respond to any danger or accident. You can play musical instruments. You can bathe or wash. You can go visiting. You can clean your house. You may work. You can drive. You can go outside to play. You can go shopping. You can play board games or other games. You can fast. You can go to the hospital if sick. You can dress and change your children as well as yourself. You can propagate. You can cook by microwave or electricity, but not by kindled fire. The Sabbath is a festive day, and is accompanied by the recitation of the prayers in the holy tablets. It is obligatory for the holy tablets to be read. This is how it was recorded, and this is how it shall be. So for those who doing fitna, and fitna is creating something else, not going in accordance to holding on to the rope. The Sabbath is very important, as we'll get back to the Sabbath. As we go into chapter 2 of the Holy Tablets, we're going to go back to chapter 1. I'm going to read it again in its entirety, and I'm going to explain that which was not explained before because of the time. As we go to see, it says, "Blessed art thou, Yahuwah, Elohim, King of the universe." So now, if multi-verses, pick your universe, pick your one verse, pick your universe, pick you are the center of the universe, and begin to teach. You have the remedy. You are who you are in the all. Don't put it on one person's shoulders to do your work. Because what's happening now, we are leaving those behind. I am the last leg. I am that which you are not, but you can be once you activate that within you. I would not want you to go through my travels, nor do I want to go through yours. We must come together and get things right.